Hello, how's it going everyone? Welcome to another future update preview. In this video we're going to discuss changes that are currently being tested in the Korean test server that will futurely be implemented in KTOS and then on ITOS. I have previously mentioned stuff that was eventually implemented on ITOS, like the hunting grounds, the changes to the dungeon levels and that kind of stuff. I hope that the changes I preview today don't take too long to be implemented because I think they are all good changes. Let's get started with the update to usability and balance of skills. The focus of this update is PvP, and especially the fact that some classes have to get really close in order to actually deal any damage. For this reason, the range of many melee skills is going to be buffed. This includes the actual range to reach the target forwards and also the lateral range. As you can see in this little image, where not only the height of the rectangle has changed, but also the width of the rectangle. So you don't actually need the target to be in front of you to hit it. If you're swinging a weapon around, you can actually hit it on the sides. They also are rebalancing many buff skills, especially the mechanism of keeping a skill on 100% uptime. There are some buffs that you can just keep using to keep them up on an uptime of 100%. Let's say you have a skill with a 20-second cooldown and a 30-second duration. Every time that skill is about to end, you can just cast it again and refresh the buff. But this gets tiresome after a while, where you have to keep using the buff on and on and on again. So they're changing the skills that work like this in order to allow you to have breathing time. You can use a skill and the skill will give you a buff for 5 minutes. Most skills will keep their current cooldowns and SP consumptions. They will just give you buffs for fixed 5 minutes. They are also again buffing many classes and specific skills, but I don't have access so far to a complete list of all buffs, except for a few. Many interactions of skills between Cataphract, Lancer, Dragoon and Hoplite are being rebalanced to achieve a more stable version of characters that have builds with those classes. The SR build for Archer is getting more damage in Retreat Shot and Wild Shot, while Wild Shot will have a lower charging time. They will also no longer have a movement speed penalty when using the buff Evasive Action. The Hackapel is also getting a buff. Since they are a more melee type of archer, they will get a Chivalry Charge attributes that will give them more defense. Several rogue skills are also receiving a buff, being allowed to be used while mounted. There are many other changes coming, and as I said, I couldn't get a solid complete list of all of them, and since this is all in testing phase currently, I'm sure a complete list will be released soon. Let's talk about the Summon AI improvement. This is an update I have been waiting for a long time. IMC says that their goal is to make lazy summons more active and precise. Summons are getting their AI improved and being able to avoid some skills and terrain stuff like tree root crystals, while also being able to target enemies more accurately and immediately, according to IMC. They're also going to reduce the health pool of many summons to become 20 to 70% of what they are now, and summons will have a limited duration, so they have to be resummoned after a while. Necros will have it easier to get their skeletons forget their corpse, and some other summons that are harder to come by will get HP boosts. So it's weird, right? You have a necro buff with many summons having their HPs reduced and having to be resummoned, but some of them are buffed. You can see how clearly necro was a class designed for AFK farming, and it just doesn't fit the game. It sucks, man. The result here is that we're gonna have a class that won't be able to farm a map for a very long time. If the necro uses a macro, uses a bot, they're going to be way more efficient, so that's a little weird, that's a little dangerous. But perhaps we'll finally have Dyna B Farm as just another common map, and not a place where everyone leaves an AFK necro farming there during the night. Come on guys, you're better than that. The armor stats and PvP updates. One thing IMC is trying to change in PvP is how easy it is to just one-shot people. Armors are nowadays weak in PvP. Most skills can just destroy other players. You can 1 or 2 hit someone easily. So the effectiveness of armor is being increased in a couple of ways. Plate and cloth are getting not only more base defensive stats, but their stats are also going to increase more when transcended and enhanced. They're also going to reduce even further the damage you take from PvP. Meaning the damage done to players is going to be 20 to 30% of the total damage you can do to a mob. According to their description, nowadays a simple skill can easily reduce the HP of mages by 50%, and that's not desirable. With the new 20 to 30% PvP damage factor and having invested in armor, PvP should become more balanced. The increased range of melee skills will also make them more competitive, while not being able to just get close and one-hit KO someone. As for TBL, they're designing a type of outfit that will be rewarded to winners and high-ranking players on TBL with minor damage reduction in PvP, like outfits that give you 5 or 3% reduction. To keep it rolling on the armor patch, they're making a system where you can exchange your Earth Tower equipment. Let's say you have a plate Lolo Panther and you wanna exchange it for a cloth Lolo. By paying a couple of VT resources, you're going to change your current armor to another one while keeping the enhancement value and the transcendence. This will most likely cost little in comparison to making it all over again, and it seems alright with me. I don't see many situations where I would want to change from cloth to plate on the same character, but hey, what do I know? And we're also going to have the addition of big ass weapons, two-handed blunt weapons. So two-handed hammers are being created, and they will most likely be equipped by monks and paladins in the beginning with a circle 3 attribute to enable them. They'll be obviously stronger than one-handed weapons and will also require at least level 120 to be equipped. They're going to add weapons of those to hunting grounds, Lolo Panthers, Somiki, all the good stuff. They also declared that hopefully in the future they'll be available for more classes. I still miss Axis in Tree of Savior. One-handed axes with shield or dual-wielded axes, large two-handed axes. Imagine a barbarian wielding a two-handed axe. Amazing, come on. And finally, the boss card system update. So the current card system gives you a card slot per rank. You can equip currently up to 8 boss cards at rank 8, and you can equip as many clones of the same card you want. The new system will allow you to equip up to 12 boss cards regardless of your rank, and these cards will be divided in 4 different groups. You'll be able to equip 3 cards of each group. This obviously ends the domination of certain types of cards. As IMC says in their text, in the current system you only have a few cards with a significantly higher performance than the others. In this update, other types of cards will be buffed and adjusted to make them available as more options to the players, rather than just using 3 card types for different kinds of physical damage characters and a couple for magical characters. There's still no name for these types of cards, but basically you'll be able to tell what group a cards belong to just by looking at the border color, and then you have to choose 3 cards of that type. They will also be adding 5 new boss cards together with the update, and of course when this patch enters everyone will have their cards unequipped in order to redo the whole thing. In the end, all of these changes are being tested and they will very likely still be adjusted and tweaked before actually making it into the game. IMC has stated that they will soon make a more in-depth update about the situation of the whole Pardoner shop, because it's clear that the Pardoner shop is too strong right now. Check my beginner tips video where I talk a little more about that. So what do you think about these upcoming changes? Do you think the new card system will still be useful? Do you think I fucked up big time by spending tens of millions of silver recently in a whole bunch of glass moles for my characters? Let me know what you think in the comments. Likes and comments are very much appreciated. Hope you guys stick around for my next videos. As always, have fun and see ya!